that's when their names will change, right? So now here, that's how they go acknowledge you. That's why, what's your name? What's your slave name? What's your government name? That's their government name. Listen to how they identify. Verse 12 of Daniel 3. There are certain Jews whom they all have set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's them Babylonian names that they gave them. These men, O king, like I tell you, Israel, what's your last name? What's your slave last name? It's from the Edomite. Whether it be Spanish or English or whatever, Portuguese, whatever, it's their last name. We was in captivity under them. It's just passed down from generation to generation to generation. Their names. So they give us a name, they don't give you no Hebrew name. Hallelujah to the Most High to have children that's being born in this world that can really get a name as we had, a Hebrew name, you know. But you see, they name them after their own names. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Set up a golden image. Everybody got to bow down. When you hear this music, you hear certain things, you got to bow down and worship this image. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, my idols, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made? Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God? Who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hands? Wow. You see how arrogant that is? Hold that, get Hebrews 10:31. Hebrews 10:31 says, It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. But listen to what he's saying. Who is this power? Going back to Daniel 3 and 15. Last piece of it said, And who is this power that shall deliver you out of my hands? See that? See how arrogant that is? That's why this kingdoms that's on this earth under the Edomites, they are the virgin daughter of Babylon. The top prideful nation. Look, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. What he say in verse 15? The last piece of, and who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hands? Real arrogant and bold, right? Conceited. This is what they say. Verse 17 said, verse 16, last precept said, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Verse 17, if it be so, our power, blessed be the Most High power of everything, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, we will not serve your idols. This is like to death. So if he don't deliver us, know, king, that we're going to follow Exodus, the 3rd chapter down. Exodus 20 and 3 down, we just read. Thou shalt not bow down to any other God but the Most High, any other power but the Most High. They said, but if not, if you don't deliver us, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy idols, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. in his face. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury. He got angry as ever. He already was mad. He got really mad. And the form of his vision was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. 7 times hotter. Remember I told you the flames went up 40 something cubits hot? That hot. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I gave you what it was in the Apocrypha. And you tell me it don't coincide. Giving you more understanding here. He commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. He done made it 7 times hotter than it was capable of really containing the heat. Told his mighty men from his army, cast them into the burning fire. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments. And their hats, so they had some on their head. Yasharala, say you ain't supposed to have nothing on your head. Their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. It was cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Who were these men? Verse 20. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army. What happened to them? Verse 22, therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The flames killed them from the outside of the furnace. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto him, the king, true, O king, yes, we cast 3 men in there. Listen to what he said. And he answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of the Most High. I mean, come on. Don't take a rocket science to figure that out from what we already just read. Well, identify it. But what does the Apocrypha say? Nebuchadnezzar acknowledging the 4th one in the fire, besides the 3 brothers, he said, and the 4th, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of the Most High. So we know the Son of the Most High is Mashiach Yahushua. But look what the Apocrypha called. For those that, have an ear to hear and eyes to see. When you go to the Song of the 3 Holy Children, verse 26. But the angel of the Most High came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows and smoked the flame of the fire out of the oven. Now you put the Son of the Most High, you put the angel of the Most High, hopefully that won't go over your head. And you see what's going on. In the real, all praise to the Most High. For his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is forever and ever and ever. But verse 25, Daniel's 3rd chapter. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of the Most High. It's like the Son of the Most High. And Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace. The Son of the Most High is an angel of the Most High. Y'all better hear this. Verse 26, then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Power. You hear that? Ye servants of the Most High Power. What is he doing? Acknowledging the Most High Power. Come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power. Upon whose bodies the fire had no power. Nor was an hair of their heads singed. Every last strand of their hair was still there. Neither were their coats changed, not touched. Nor the smell of fire had passed on them. They didn't even smell like they had been in the fiery furnace. The smell of the smoke wasn't even on them. This our power. Verse 28, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the Most High Power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He just set up a statue, a gold statue to represent himself. You know what he said? Blessed be the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel. Who's his angel? Verse 25, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. The Most High has sent his angel. The Son of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. That rhymes. Verse 28, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the Most High Power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, forever and ever and ever. Who have sent his angel, the Son of the Most High, and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any power except their own power. Hear that? That they may not serve nor worship any power except their own power, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Therefore I make a decree. Listen what he said. So therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language will speak anything amiss against the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, shall be cut in pieces. Say, I'm going to cut them in pieces. And their houses shall be made a dunghill. Their houses will be made a dunghill. That means everybody crap will be put into that place where that house was. Because there is no other power that can deliver after this one. You hear that? So all the gods of the nations are idols. The Most High made the heavens. But you hear what he's saying? He the king that have us in captivity. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. See? That's why you look at these other nations. We read about the Persian and Mede. They let us build the temple. You hear what Nebuchadnezzar said. So yeah, these other nations going into the kingdom, gonna be put in their own land, these servants and handmaids, and work and bring the forces of the Gentiles to our gates. We're gonna be the new IRS, Israelites receiving services. Oh, it's gonna be forever and ever and ever. So it just show you how, no matter how we look at it, the Most High is the power. We have to be exalted. He is the power. That's why, you know, you look back at Like I say, always looking for solutions and what worked and what will work. And I can't nobody gainsay with me on this pertaining to what works, because it works with our forefathers, and they gave us an example. It's our ammunition right here in this Bible. It's how we get the Spirit of the Most High. They speaking to us in these last days by who? His Son. As you see, He sent His Son of the Most High into that fiery furnace to control the elements. Why? Come on. No, they don't take a rocket science. They don't take. You got to be no great, intelligent, real intelligent person to figure this out once you know these things that we've been given. I mean, certain things we've been given, we should already know. Ephesians 3:9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery. A mystery is something that's not known, which from the beginning of the world have been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Hamashiach Yahushua. So everything was created by Hamashiach Yahushua through the power of the Most High. So, you think He can't control everything that He made? He made it. Who made fire? Who created fire? Hamashiach Yahushua. Through the power of the Most High. The Most High created everything with the Hamashiach Yahushua. He used the Hamashiach Yahushua to create everything. Look, Colossians 1:14. Well, we can read 14. In whom we have redemption through His blood. We know we have redemption through Hamashiach Yahushua's blood. Acts 5:30 and 31 proves that. Even the forgiveness of sins. Who is the image of the invisible power? See, the Most High is invisible. That's why it tells you in John 4:24, Most High is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him how? In spirit and in truth. Who is the image of the invisible power? The firstborn of every creature. Most High created Him first. And we just read, you can read about His creation. Most High created Him, the firstborn of every living creature in Revelation 3:14. And unto the angel of the church of the Laodicean, Revelation 3:14. And unto the angel of the church of the Laodicean, right, these things said the, I don't like to use that because I think they put that there, Hamashiach Yahushua, the faithful and true witness of the beginning of the creation of the Most High. The beginning of the creation of the Most High. So, going back to Colossians 1:14, in whom we have redemption through His blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. Mashiach Yahushua, firstborn of every creature. For by Him, this is Mashiach Yahushua, were all things created. So that fire was created by Mashiach Yahushua too. Most High created everything by Mashiach Yahushua. For by Him were all things created that are in heaven, everything that's in heaven, that are in earth, that are in the earth, visible, that's things you can see, and invisible, things you can't see. That's what it tells you. Verse 15, who is the image of the invisible power. So the Most High is invisible. So that's why I say you got things spiritually. So He had things that's invisible, that Hamashiach Yahushua created, that you cannot see. Verse 16 again, for by Him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. Things you can see and things you can't see. Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by Him and for Him. And He is before all things. He is before everything. Remember it said, showed you in Revelation 3:14, the first creation of the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. So here we are, looking at what we are to do from what it is that we can read about our forefathers and them doing. From one book to the other book. From one prophet to the apostles. And most certainly from Mashiach Yahushua and the Most High bringing the word to all of them. No matter who I name, they all representing the word of the Most High. What the Most High said, go tell my people this. So I'm writing in the book. Holy men were moved as they were moved by the Holy Spirit of the Most High. But the Mashiach Yahushua, most certainly, is showing us the glorious way to follow the Most High's truth. His law, statutes, and commandments, having fear of the Most High. He feared him, that's why he didn't sin. Like I say, go to 2 Corinthians 6. And we'll start at verse 14. To be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Say, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. What fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? So you can't be fellowshipping with unbelievers. Say, what fellowship have righteousness? We know the righteousness, Deuteronomy 6:25, is keeping of the Most High's commandments. With unrighteousness, those that don't, that's wicked as hell and evil and going to hell if they don't repent and come out of it. Of our people, the 2/3 of our people, they're going to continue to do whatever they're doing till the Most High cast their butt into the lake of fire. Point blank. You can't stop that, as it is written. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? See? They in darkness. You're supposed to be in that light. The light is keeping up the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Proverbs 6:23 all day. Believing in the Mashiach Yahushua is that light shining bright in darkness. The people's mind in gross darkness. So he left us here in these last days. And Most High sent his son to enlighten us, say, we're going to make our abode in you. He said, I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. Here he is, coming in the form of the Spirit of the Most High. As we just read about him going into that fire and pushing them flames back. Like I tell you, the Mashiach Yahushua is right inside of the Most High. The Most High is consuming fire. He's fire from his waist up, fire from his waist down. Invisible. Just for us to be able to have some kind of recollection of the Most High. You know, it says in Exodus 15:3, the Most High is a man, not a woman, not a man and a woman neither. The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. So, understand this. Mashiach Yahushua said, I and my Father are one. So Mashiach Yahushua is a man of war. That's why I say, think not that I come to send peace on him. I come not to send peace, but what? But a sword. Oh yeah. He gonna bring that real sword of judgment and war. A righteous judgment and a righteous war. That set righteousness up on this earth. You want righteousness on this earth, you deserve to be cast in the lake of fire. Much evil and wickedness that's in this earth now. Crying, sighing for all the abominations that's being done. You don't want to come back to righteousness, and Most High gonna put your butt to death. You deserve death, as it is written, straight up. Ain't no way you'll get out of it unless you repent and come back to the Most High. Listen, that's why he said we ain't supposed to be yoked together with unbelievers. You either come in and you want to learn this truth, or you'll be cast out. Verse 15, and what concord hath Mashiach Yahushua with Belial, or the devil, or evil? Or what part has he that believe it with an infidel. Those that don't even want to think at all. You believe it, but you dealing with an infidel. And what agreement have the temple of the Most High, who we are, with idols? That's why you see the brothers say, if I die, I'll die, but I ain't bowing down to no image. I'm going to follow the laws to death. Oh yeah. These are examples. But that woman had 7 sons. Before even they were tortured. They were tortured to death. But not eating an abomination. Knowing it was an abomination. And before them, an old man said, nah. He was old. And they said, we can give you what you can eat. We'll give you some lamb. And everybody think it's pork. Nah. He said, nah, I ain't going down like that, because everybody gonna think that, I ate an abomination to save my life. No, he died first. Then his mother and her 7 sons were tortured just for not eating anything abominable in their body. These are examples that we have. How much do you really fear the Most High? How much do you really believe in Him and have faith in Him to follow their examples? Oh yeah, we got the examples here. Where you at in your faith? They were all tortured. And the mother had to watch several of her sons die one for one. She told them one by one, say, hey, die manfully. Die. But keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. She would have said, we'll be back. He said, he's going to get you, a wicked Edomite king, Antiochus Epiphanes. And we're subject to the same kind of condition, or even worse now. Understand this, people. That's why you got to believe in the Most High. He just showed you what He could do over and over again. If He's not, then you better read this Bible and understand and start to see it happen in your life. Listen. Verse 16, and what agreement have the temple of the Most High, who we are, with idols? You see, they rather die than bow down to some idol that He has set up. And they, to the death, they got thrown in that fire. And it didn't touch them. You couldn't even smell smoke on them. Like, oh, that's the power we serve. Oh, hallelujah. Man. And what agreement have the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power. You hear that? We the temple. Our bodies are the temple of the living power. The only power. As the Most High has said, I will dwell in them. You hear that? I will dwell in them. Who? The children of Israel, who we are. I will dwell in them and walk in them. And I will be their power. There is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. Say, I will be their power. And they shall be my people. Can't get no clearer than that, Israel. Say, wherefore come out from among them. Hear that? Come out from among the people of the world that have you set up to go to hell with them. Say, come out from among them and be ye separate. It don't matter. To the end. Say, be ye separate. Said the Most High. And touch not the unclean thing. Hear that? Touch not the unclean thing. And I will receive you. Keep my law, statutes, commandments. I will receive you. What more do you want? You seen the miracles that just happened. And that I just told you about. That you can read about yourself. It will be a father unto you. Yeah? It will be a father unto you. And ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Most High Power Almighty. He said, I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Most High Power. Man. Just doing what He said do. You believe in Him. And with that, I'm going to close on that note. He said, and I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Most High Power Almighty. That's beautiful. And I hope that was edifying for you. I hope that touched some of you out there, because Spirit say we need to be touched, all of us, with that word of the Most High, over and over and over again. Now, all you that don't believe in the Apocrypha, I go back and forth to show you that it's the real deal. It's the Spirit of the Most High, in the Spirit of the Most High. You know, they took it out in the 1800s, late 1800s, so it was there before that. You look at the original King James Bible, 1611, it's right there, people. 14 books. Protestants took it out, but it's still in the Catholic Bible. But I just want you to see the power of the Most High and how He is to be praised and glorified forever and ever and ever. Because it's going to be all about Him. He's going to be all in all, people, whether you want to accept it or not. You can think Israel all you want to, but Israel can't do nothing without the Most High. He got to rise. Then the Mashiach Shai going to rise. He will tell the Mashiach Shai rise. Then we going to rise, Israel. We ain't rising before the Most High. We ain't rising before Mashiach Yahushua. We gonna rise. Somebody Kwam Yashua Allah. We gonna Kwam Yashua Allah, yeah. Once the Most High rise, Mashiach Yahushua rise, then Israel gonna rise. Lord Yah. Most High gonna be all in all. He's all in all with me now. But He's gonna be all in all with everyone. We ain't got no choice. He said, hey, let me give you that so you would know. So we Corinthians. Let's review that. Go to 1 Corinthians 15:24. It say, then cometh the end. And we know 2 Ezra 6:9 says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So it said, and then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. All power, rulership, and authority. That's heaven. That's the kingdoms that's ruling the earth today. When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. That's salvation. Power and authority on this earth. Verse 24, he must reign till he have put all enemies, hear that? All enemies. You read about the enemies. Most High got enemies. Mashiach got enemies in Psalms 83rd chapter. They hate the Most High. They hate the Mashiach Yahushua. For he must reign, verse 25, till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. That's the last enemy that's going to be destroyed is death. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he said all things are put under him, Most High, because remember, David prophesied in Psalms 110:1, Most High said unto my power, Mashiach Yahushua, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So it all goes together. You can't make it mean anything other than what it says here. It says, verse 27, for he hath put all things under his feet. But when he said, all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted. He is accepted, which did put all things under him. So when you see, everybody's eyes is going to be here to be able to see the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, sit on Mashiach Yahushua, that he's going to put all his enemies under his footstool, as King David said in Psalms 110:1. Verse 28, and when all things shall be subdued under him, when the Mashiach shall come to judge and make wars, we know in Revelation 19:11. And when all things shall be subdued under him, then shall the Son also, the same Son that we read about in Daniel the 3rd chapter, Son of the Most High. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, All things, what are the things? In verse 24. He shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. That's the things. Rulership, power, and authority in this earth will be put down. Verse 28. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, when he put down all powers and authority on this earth, then shall the Son also himself, Mashiach Yahushua himself, be subject unto him that put all things under him. Mashiach Yahushua, when he ruled for 1,000 years, he put all nations under subjection to him. Then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him, this is the Most High, that put all things under him. That the Most High, who was the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, maybe all in all. There it is. Ain't nobody gonna wonder about why this happened, why that happened. You're gonna know that it's the Most High. You're gonna be praised for everything in that day. Believe that. So you better, as we rehearsing the righteous acts now, you better start doing it now. His name is jealous, hereditary. He's a jealous power. Visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate him, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love him, keep his commandments. So with that I say, all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you'd like to reach me at P.O. Box 20012, Long Beach, California, 90801-3012. And with that, I'm out. Shalom.